The restaurant was buzzing with the usual Friday evening chaos. Plates clattered in the kitchen, laughter rose from tables where families shared meals, and waiters rushed between booths, carrying trays heavier than their tired arms could handle. But at one corner of the upscale dining hall, an older woman sat quietly, her diamond earrings glinting beneath the chandelier light. She was no ordinary customer. Eleanor Whitmore, known to the world as a billionaire philanthropist and business mogul, was there, though no one seemed to notice. For decades, Eleanor had been on the covers of magazines. She had built a fortune through sheer determination, savvy investments, and, as her critics often said, an iron heart. To many, she was untouchable, a woman who could buy anything she desired. Yet beneath her carefully chosen designer dress and pearls, she carried something far heavier than all her wealth could hide, the grief of losing her only daughter years ago. She rarely ate out, preferring private chefs and quiet meals in her mansion. But tonight, something pulled her to this restaurant. Perhaps it was loneliness. Perhaps it was fate. Her eyes wandered the room, distant, until a waitress walked by and caught her attention. The young woman couldn't have been more than 22. Her uniform was neatly pressed but worn at the edges. Strands of hair slipped from her bun as she balanced a tray with shaky determination. Eleanor saw something in her, the tired strength, the quiet resilience, the way her smile didn't reach her eyes. But what truly froze Eleanor's breath was the necklace dangling from the waitress's neck. It was small, silver, and shaped like a locket. The exact same design Eleanor had given her daughter on her 12th birthday. Eleanor's fingers trembled as she gripped her wine glass. Her mind spun. That necklace had been custom-made. Only a handful existed, and one of them had belonged to her daughter, Lily, before she passed in a car accident that shattered Eleanor's world. The thought that this waitress wore something so rare and so deeply personal made Eleanor's chest tighten. She called the waitress over. The girl's name tag read Anna. Eleanor could barely whisper as she asked about the locket. Anna hesitated, as if guarding a secret. Then she said softly that it had belonged to her mother, who had given it to her before she passed away. Her mother had said it was the most precious thing she owned, a symbol of love and sacrifice. At that moment, Eleanor's composure shattered. She broke down in tears right there in the restaurant. Customers turned, startled by the sight of the billionaire crying like a grieving mother who had just lost her child again. But Eleanor didn't care. She wasn't crying for wealth, nor reputation, but for the threads of fate that had brought her face to face with a girl carrying her daughter's memory. The story poured out over the next hour. Anna revealed that her mother had been a single parent, struggling with bills, working endless jobs just to keep food on the table. The locket, she said, was always a reminder that love was more valuable than anything money could buy. Eleanor shared her own pain, her regrets of being too focused on building her empire when her daughter was alive. She confessed that all the diamonds and mansions meant nothing when weighed against the emptiness she felt. And in Anna's eyes, she saw the same resilience her daughter had carried, the same fire to keep going no matter how heavy life became. But Anna faced struggles of her own. She was juggling 2 jobs, taking care of her younger brother after their mother's passing. The bills were piling up. She was close to giving up her dream of finishing school. Every day she pushed through exhaustion, afraid of failing her brother, afraid of repeating her mother's hardships. Eleanor listened, her heart breaking open. For the first time in years, she didn't feel like a billionaire sitting above the world. She felt like a grandmother, like someone who had been given a second chance to pour love into a life that desperately needed it. That night, Eleanor left the restaurant quietly, but she couldn't sleep. The memory of the necklace haunted her. The next morning, she returned. And this time, she didn't come as a customer. She came with an offer that would change Anna's life. She told Anna she wanted to sponsor her education, pay off her family's debts, and help secure a future for her and her brother. At first, Anna refused, insisting she didn't want charity. But Eleanor reminded her that love sometimes comes in the form of opportunities. She wasn't giving charity, she was investing in someone who reminded her of the daughter she lost and the love she wished she had given more freely. Anna finally accepted, tears streaming down her face. The bond between them grew. Eleanor became a grandmother figure in her life, guiding her, supporting her, and cheering her on as she pursued her dreams. Anna, in turn, gave Eleanor something money could never buy, a sense of family, belonging, and redemption. The challenges didn't disappear overnight. Anna still had moments of doubt, times when the past felt too heavy. Eleanor still battled guilt and grief. But together, they carried each other through. And in that bond, both of them discovered something extraordinary, that sometimes fate brings strangers together not by chance, but by the invisible threads of love and loss. Years later, Anna graduated with honors, her brother thriving by her side. Eleanor sat in the front row, clapping with tears streaming down her face. The locket still rested on Anna's chest, shining like a bridge between past and present. Eleanor knew then that her daughter's memory lived on, not in wealth, but in the love that kept passing forward.